Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. We're back, and yes, it is our last upload for the year. Can you believe it? And today, no guest, just you and me, taking a trip down memory lane. Like, guys, straight off the bat, I would like to say I have great respect for content creation, right? Because starting this journey, I thought, we all know, I didn't know anything, right? And I thought, how difficult can this be? I mean, I already talk too much, you know. If you know me naturally, I ask a whole lot of questions. The difference here will just be I'll be in front of a camera. That's what I thought, right? Until I received this text from someone. And by someone, I mean Psycho. And it reads, sorry, I have to ask, how do we pronounce Tele? For sure, can I hearing. I swear on that first episode, Kikwele ore tswele. Giddy nerves in there. And he thought it was cute, but I obviously didn't get what this guy was saying. And I went to that episode, and this is what I found. And I said, why now you didn't tell me that day, Karabo? You didn't tell me. You're not pronouncing your name right. And this is how pronounced. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Twele Alice Ledwaba, and this is Varied Views. I said I was Twele Alice Ledwaba. Okay, so I think at least at this point we are well aware that my real name is Tele Alice Ledwaba. Now, also, while I was out here thinking that my hair and installation looks good for a change, right? Apparently, Mate Holdings thought, no, girl, you're having it all wrong. Because according to him, this is what he has to say on Facebook. You weave, my sister. Text me, let me get you a better one, right? And all I can say is, I'm still waiting for that plug, my brother. Okay, guys. No jokes aside. So we had an episode with Nolo Matlaila, and in this episode, she wanted to provide clarity on what she meant on various podcasts that she went to regarding her dad being an abuser and an alcoholic, and we uploaded a short on Facebook, and this is what she had to say in that short clip.
As much as I said to the world that my dad is an alcoholic and an abuser, I'm not saying that I hate him. And I want people to know that I don't hate my dad. And I did mention what I actually understand him now in my adulthood than when I was younger. I understand him now in my adulthood. It's because I know what it's like to be a parent and carry a lot on your shoulders. And substances are the only thing that will help you escape. I've also been an addict at some point. And I know how challenging it is. You're trying to cope. You're trying to deal with childhood trauma. You're trying to deal with abuse, trauma. You're trying to deal with challenges you've encountered thus far in your adulthood. And that time you find yourself being a single mother of 2 kids with 2 different fathers, and you're taking care of these kids. And then I also got into my episode of addiction, and when I was in it, that's when I realized what my dad was probably going through.
So I was certainly not ready for the comments that came with this clip, because Alfiously Sufi apparently thinks that apple didn't leave the tree at all, and Jabulani posted Brother Enigma. I'm only imagining he's saying Ujesu Ati. Then saying that you also look like a drunkard. And honestly, guys, I had my thought on these comments, and that was, my first thought was just, I don't know, where is this unnecessary criticism going to take us? I mean, in my mind, I'm thinking that we should be engaging in conversations that are more empathetic and helping us move forward. While I was still digesting that, Ishia Nolo, I received a comment on my own from Alice Wizo. This was relating to an episode I had with Nolo Matlela and Newarams. I personally had different views on topics that were on the table. And I don't know. I was still too new and I was thinking, Ishbito, man, give me a chance, because I'm not ready for any of these comments, right? And this is what Alice Matole had to say in her comment. She said, and I quote, "Never wrapped up well, protect your bag." And she says, "Alice, well, understanding, feed the kids, sis." And she laughs and she says that I am speaking from a point of privilege, right? I don't know, guys. I was just thinking at this point, firstly, I'm too new for this. I'm not sure how to respond to this, but I think I actually am going to comment on this and give my thoughts to this. And this is what I have to say about this. So, understanding will not feed the kids. It definitely won't. No, what it will do, it really will help you be realistic on the fights that you need to fight for those kids. It will eliminate unrealistic expectation from the other part, and also it will definitely put the child first, because whether we like it or we don't, the child needs to have a relationship with the other parent, right? And and on the point of speaking from privilege, I do agree. I'm speaking from a point of privilege, and I guess the conversation should definitely not stop there, right? This suggests that people that are speaking from a point of privilege should not have opinions, while in reality we keep having the same conversations over and over and over again with no solutions. And just maybe the answer to these paining solutions might be somewhere in the mind of a privileged individual, and that's what I have to say about that. Okay. Okay, now I have to admit, on the third episode, there were comments that were a lot rude, and I really do not promote rudeness, but I somewhat agreed with those comments. It's regarding Sina's story where she was defrauded by a lawyer, and we had a few comments, and this is what the comments had to say. Dixon Mpatlele said, "You ate 3 million and now you are crying for 149,000. And Prod by Makwankwe said, "It's another I blew it story." Yes, guys, I mean, we know that financial literacy and debt management is a huge issue. The question is, how do we solve this? I'm hoping that we can engage on this further in the next season, and I welcome your suggestions. I would like to invite insurance companies to join us so we can actually have this topic and engage in this further, because it is a mess, and I am also in that mess. Right, not taking away from the fraud itself. Advocate Arama Rumo came through to provide insight on how Sina can find alternative ways of getting her money back. Yes, the 140 odd thousand rand, and we found that she could, which was super awesome. But what I liked the most is managing her expectation, and as far as the timing that it will take for her to get her money back. Now, most importantly, I find the need to warn you about this law firm, not only on Cine, but on Google Review and Hello Peter. And yes, I will go on and plug in my first allegedly on Mashela attorneys. Because this is what Poteho Kotope says. Mara, why do bad businesses run away with people's money? It's very unprofessional, and she's saying it's untrustworthy. Pay people what is due to them. And Umbala Holdings says that the foundation of a law is ethics and honesty. You can't build a law firm on the foundation of lies and deceit, right? And we have a complainant from Hello Peter, and I will read, just says a house sales scam. This company was an intermediary to the house sale, and they were also involved in listing of the sale of the house. They gave me an offer to purchase, which I signed, and I sent it back to them. I then paid them money, and after 2 months, when I should move into the house, they told me that the client doesn't want to go ahead with the sale, and gave this person refund forms and for them to sign, and this was on the 25th of August, and they actually never received that money back, right? So I don't know. At this point, if these allegations are true, we keep saying that as black people, we are jealous, we don't support each other. But I mean, I don't think some of these issues are about color hate, merely just protecting your pocket, and that is my thought on that. Okay, guys, do you remember when I did not agree with Faith Nyayi on the issue of following your passion? Although my stance is still the same, I learned that this might just be a secondary factor after answering the immediate unemployment question. Or maybe it's just maybe, I don't know, another side of the coin. But we had a very interesting comment from First Current, and this is what they have to say. And I really want to stress out, I actually agree with this person to a great extent. First, Dash Current has this to say on this topic. He's saying that the follow your passion trend is an impractical philosophy. It's not. It looks good on paper or motivational memes on social media. The reality is that all people have passions, and yet not all passions are viable business opportunities. Some people, if not most, will have the title employee as their highest achievement. Not everyone has the capacity to be an entrepreneur or be their own boss, right? Now, I must stress out this next part I don't necessarily agree with. He says or she says that I dare say that nobody can say that they are their own boss and do not account to anyone, and living life in their own terms. And they go on to say that this is why I do not listen to the so-called life coaches and motivational speakers. There are mental health specialists for that. I don't necessarily agree with that because I believe that there are entrepreneurs, right? We've had entrepreneurs coming into the show, and I believe that they do set their own strategies, they do set their own terms, and they've got those capabilities as compared to being an employee. And now this next part, right, it's a little bit irrelevant to what the topic was, but it's something that I agree with, and I'm just going to read it. So he or she goes on to say that another problem is this rags to riches craze. People are bombarded with these cult-like seminars and gala dinners. He then or she goes on to say that that is misdirection because it's only a select few that will achieve that, and the rest will have to fall into the normal folds of doing the best they can to sustain their livelihood and attain sustainable growth and find general life satisfaction with whatever little they have wherever they are. I agree with that. I really would love to invite First Current to our show because I believe they've got strong opinions, and I really would like to have a conversation with them further. Having said that, though, guys, I do agree to a great extent with what he or she had to say, but I cannot run away from the fact that from the guests that we've had onto the show, the term passion came up multiple times and we can't ignore it. And I guess I do agree with our Faith in saying that we need to dissect this topic a little bit further, and I'm looking forward to doing that in the next year. Well, it wasn't all that bad. We had exciting and inspiring stories, right? Remember Veronica, who was an employee and eventually became a franchisee for the very company she was an employee for 13 years. I think that was good. We also had Gaugelo, who was unemployed due to COVID and eventually found himself manufacturing his own products. We had Refilwe, who had academic setbacks because of immaturity and has gotten to a point where they are building 3D printed concrete houses. Right, those are success stories that I personally drew from, and I hope that you did too. And then, of course, there was Aurora. She was lovely. I really enjoyed our conversation. I'm looking forward to having greater conversations with her in the next year. In the spirit of understanding the LGBTQ plus minus community. What is important about that episode is how open-minded and we need to be as a society. But I also have strong feelings of we need not be shy to raise our views and engage in debate that will enable further understanding of the community. And of course, we had great learnings on the recruitment process from Bonnie and Cecilia from Unite Recruit, as well as Patricia from Professional Sourcing. It was very interesting, though, to find out that most HR managers refused to come to the show, and I would like to find out why. I promise you, I will do so in the next year because it's something, I don't know, I smell a fish. Okay? I smell a fish. Yes, we did it, guys. We started the journey, and it certainly feels like a win, right? And just before I end the show today, I really would like to send a shout out to a few people who played a pivotal role in the starting of this channel, right? Okay. First, I would like to give a great thanks to Karabo from Iconic Productions, who started this journey with me. I mean, he has literally miraculously became like a brother to me over the past couple of days. I don't know. Guys, his consistency and professionalism is super awesome. And for all your shoots and videography, I encourage you to contact him on the details wherever he's going to put them. And secondly, I would like to thank Sims Wright, right, who has showed me the ropes, who has availed herself for all my very many questions, and really was patient with me because, you know, I was 100% clueless, right? Thirdly, I would like to give a great thanks to Bongo Saratebe from Talking Show for allowing us use his office space, his encouragement, constructive criticism, even if I didn't like it sometimes, and continued support is highly appreciated. And of course, to all the 532 of you who subscribed to our channel, who watched our content, super, super great. I really, really appreciate it. And lastly, of course, to all of our guests who came to the show to share their knowledge and insights with us, I truly, truly appreciate it. With that, guys, we've come to the end of our show. If you're new, please subscribe to our channel, watch our episodes, and like. I'll see you again on the 6th of February 2025. Until then, please be safe, take care, and peace be with you. I, ladies and gentlemen, go by Tele Alice Ledoba, and this is Varied Views. Boop, 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 boop. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1,